And Village Board, you are live.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is May 20th, 11 a.m. Welcome to East Hampton Village Board meeting. If we could all stand for a pledge. Drew?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Terrific. Thank you very much. All right, we have a few announcements before we get into the public meeting. Marcos, you want to just speak about the board packets being made public? I mean, we always had the agenda has always been public, but we are now distributing the entire packet. So everything that the board sees, the public will see. Is that correct? And that'll be on our website?
That's correct. We quietly rolled that out last month, and then we're going to continue doing it, into the future. We discussed it for about a year, and just making sure what goes in there, what can't go in there, phone numbers, employee kind of information. But other than that, I think it should be made available public, and whatever the board sees, the public sees now.
Terrific. All right. Next, we're going to talk about Chief Tracy, longtime friend of mine. Went to the police academy together. He's decided he is going to be retiring.
Make sure you shut the doors.
Not today, obviously, but we finalized a contract with him. So he has 18 months left.
TV.
Jody, if you could just put a photo of the chief up.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm taking it easy on you today, Mike, but I'm not going to be so.
I thought the Popeye hat was going to, come out somewhere.
So this is the chief of police on patrol in a maintenance vehicle, I believe, right, Mike?
I believe so.
Yeah. So again, Mike and I, we started the police academy in 1984. We went through the police academy together, and we were together in the police department for 34 years until I left. And now he's been there another 5 after that. So, but he's going to be leaving in 2 years, and we just wanted to thank him, and he's done a great job for the village. And, we'll do more when we, when we get closer to retirement. I may just do a photo every board meeting until you retire. I've got some really good ones too. Halloween party, ring a bell, Mike? So we're going to have a good time with this over the next 2 years. But the reason I'm bringing it up today is because we are going to sign Mike's final contract or pass a resolution to sign Mike's final contract. And I didn't want people to think that he was leaving tomorrow. It's 2 years from now or 18 months. And so I just wanted to say that. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure the whole entire time.
Well, we still have to deal with you for another 2 years. So the next thing I wanted to bring up is about I wanted to bring up, Jody, could you put up the photo of Katie Babcock? The board
Is
passed
that
a
this
resolution.
one? Right here?
Yes.
Perfect.
The board passed a resolution several months ago to dedicate the Georgia Beach building in her honor. And this photo is the day we did it last week or 10 days ago now. And that's her in the center. She's 98 years old. Her wit is unbelievable. Her family is wonderful. And the old guy to the right, that's the chief. And it was a great little celebration. And Mike, I want to thank you for organizing that and putting that together and getting everybody there.
Oh, good.
And it was a fun day, and she's a great woman. She started out as a beach manager up at the beach, at Main Beach, and managed all the village beaches. And then eventually she became a crossing guard. And she was actually my crossing guard when I was a kid walking to the elementary school. So it was a fun day, and I'm really, really happy for her and her family. So I just wanted to bring that up. The next thing on my announcements are the Memorial Day Parade, which is held on Memorial Day. That'll be going down Main Street. A new parade we have this year is the Hamptons Pride Parade, which will take place on June 4th. Again, that'll go down Main Street. So hopefully everybody can attend. The board will be attending both and marching in both parades. Hope you can all join us. The monthly beach passes, July and August, have sold out, and June is about halfway. It's about the same as we did last year, I believe. And then the last announcement I have is about the 5K at Main Beach. If we could put that photo up, I see Jody already got to it. You see about over 700 people attended this event. The fundraiser was organized by a couple of high school students, Dylan Cashin and Riley O'Donnell, and they raised money to contribute to the Family Service League, and they raised just over $20,000. And the village helped with this, but a big part of this was Jennifer Folks from OMAC, who's their treasurer, and I'm going to turn it over to her now to talk about the run and introduce Dylan and Riley. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you guys so much for letting us into the meeting today and for recognizing Riley and Dylan. About last October, Dylan and Riley came to OMAC and said they wanted to organize a race and they wanted to do something to support the Family Service League, especially during Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May. And so we started talking about putting on a race, a 5K. Dylan and Riley are amazing athletes. So they've been on Diane's cross country team and the winter and spring track teams at East Hampton High School. As 8th graders, they went to states as part of Diane's, record-breaking teen girls high school cross country team. And these two girls, when they first came to me, I thought this would be one of those things like, if my 16-year-old son came to me and said, I want to put on a race, it would be me doing all the work. Dylan and Riley took this on. They got sponsorships. They made a flyer. They created a QR code. They pushed it out. They worked with the village. They worked with OMAC. And because of their efforts, we were able to raise over $20,000 to donate to the Family Service League. And it could not have been done without the help of the village and the Village Foundation and you, Jerry and Marcos. So I just want to thank you all as well. But I can't say enough about how impressed I am with both Dylan and Riley and their commitment to this and the way they worked so hard. They got volunteers to show up the day of. I've never organized a race with 700 people before. So it was just a wonderful morning, a wonderful day. And Riley and Dylan, I love you guys. Congratulations. You did an amazing job.
That's terrific. You know what? I witnessed you organizing this that day, and I have to say, you should take a lot of credit because the whole thing went really smooth.
It really did, and it could not have been done without you guys. I mean, with the police presence and closing the roads and all the support, the banners in the village really made it.
Jen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. Sharon, is it possible to mute the camera?
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a fabulous day. And I do think it went really smoothly. Like it could not have gone better from OMAC's perspective. And we're so happy that the village is committed to doing it again next year.
Yeah. And unfortunately, no one from the Family Service League could come on today. That's too bad, but girls did a great job. Everybody involved did a great job. Diane, I see you there. Sorry, I didn't introduce you. This is Diane O'Donnell, who's the high school track coach. So I just do you want to say a few things?
I can only follow in Jen's words. Dylan and Riley did an amazing job, and the day went off perfectly. The police presence, the lifeguards, our beach was beautiful. Everybody who came up here had tons of compliments for how everything looked. And once again, I don't know, OMAC has participated in putting on a lot of races over the years, but we have never had a race with this many people coming out. So I really have to say that it's location and the work of Dylan and Riley that made it happen. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Diane. How about Drew? Drew, you want to say anything? You were a big part of this, our chief lifeguard.
Yeah, it was an incredible event. There was a really good turnout. The weather worked on our behalf. The two girls and the rest of the organizers really put together quite an event. with Chief Tracy's assistance and PD's assistance. Everything kicked off without a hitch. Looking forward to next year.
Great, thanks. And last, I'd just like to see if Superintendent of Schools is on with us, Adam Fine. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, you know what? Just going back and being, obviously a former principal to high school and seeing kids initiate things for different causes, it's always very impressive. But when the girls came to me for this meeting with Jen, I'm like, what do they want to meet about? And what is a race? And, they're raising money for Family Service League, which is near and dear to East Hampton's heart, obviously, with our commitment to mental health. I did not ever think that the amount of money and the amount of people who participated in the event would be at the numbers they were. And it's really a testament to their, commitment and passion to mental health and mental health awareness. And again, it's something that, I'm not part of on a daily basis anymore, not being in the high school. But when you see this happen, it's really, to be honest, it brings tears to your eyes to see your commitment and young kids really commit to these type of causes. And it's something that we're going through a lot this year with being back from COVID with mental health. And for you guys to have this type of commitment was really something that was truly impressive. And we will not forget this. And I'm looking forward to it next year.
Great, thanks. Thanks, Adam. I tell you, it was really such a community event. It was terrific. The village is a very small place, obviously, but this is, and we're surrounded by town residents. This was just such a great community event, and it brought everybody together. And, we didn't receive one complaint about shutting down the roads or anything from anyone. So it was a really done well. So proud of you girls. I mean, it was really fun to meet you all, meet both of you. And we have a special proclamation that the village would like to issue to you. So if you could read them one at a time.
Whereas Riley O'Donnell and Dylan Cashin wanting to bring awareness to mental health problems and help stop the stigma often attached, proposed holding the first May Day 5K during Mental Health Awareness Month. And whereas because of Riley and Dylan's compassion and commitment to help, the event, sponsored by the Old Montauk Athletic Club in the village, drew more than 600 participants and raised $18,000 for the Family Service League, which provides mental health services on Long Island. And now therefore be it resolved, the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of East Hampton hereby expresses gratitude to Riley and Dylan. We are proud that they are members of our community. I'll update the amounts though.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dylan, Riley, thank you so much for everything you did and are doing. And I would really like you guys on our youth council. So.
Thank you so much. We'd love to be on the youth council as well.
Thank you for all your kind words.
Thank you. It's so nice to just hear everyone. And but we also want to say thank you to the village and the Village Foundation and Mayor Larson and Marcos, and of course the school and everyone that helped. And it was just
and you too, Jen.
Amazing. And you too, Jen.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you don't have to go back to school today.
And your proclamations are at Village Hall.
All right. Let me just jump to our traveling correspondent, Brad Billett, who's at Main Beach. He's also the president of the Village Foundation, and I kind of missed him in this. So if you want to say a couple of things before you get into your announcement, Brad, if you want.
I think the 5K was absolutely wonderful, and congratulations to Riley and Dylan. They really did a fantastic job. And I'm here at Main Beach where we started the 5K, but I'm here for another reason, to announce that Memorial Day through Labor Day, every Saturday at 8:30 in the morning, we are going to have yoga. So there'll be yoga at 8:30 every morning on Saturday, taught by a yoga instructor. And in fact, we have someone doing yoga right now in the background. I also want to announce that on Memorial Day weekend, we will also be having a car show in Herrick Park. And so Herrick Park will have the classic car show, Hampton's classic car show. It's free to the public. The entrance for cars will be $20 for the classic cars. To participate, there is a $1,000 first place prize, and that will be awarded to the spectators' votes. The highest vote count will get the $1,000 from the classic cars, and that money will go to the VFW. On Memorial Day, we are going to honor the vets and remember the sacrifices that they made. And so we will be giving that money to the VFW.
That's terrific. Is that all you have?
Well, we also have the music series that will be starting June 28th, but we'll be talking about that at another board meeting.
All right, great.
Get ready for the music series.
Thank you very much for coming on, Brad.
You got it. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, next up is the Chief of Police.
Morning again. I would like to just speak briefly about three men that are going to be on the agenda in a few moments. The first is Richard Sperber. He is a police officer with the Village of East Hampton. He was a traffic control officer with the village, and also a part-time officer with the village. And he was most recently a school resource officer starting in 2019 until March of 2022, where he made himself available to both the middle school and the John M. Marshall School, and did a fine job with that. He's very, very bright officer, very well liked within the agency. And obviously he scored high enough on the sergeant's exam that I am proud to announce I'm recommending him that he be promoted to sergeant effective June 1st. And again, I want to just congratulate him. He's not on right now. He is ill, but we hope to see him again very soon. The other officer I'm going to speak about, David Hansen, started with us as a part-time officer. We sponsored him to the academy, and he worked with us from May 2016 to October 2017. And he then went on to work for the Sag Harbor Village Police Department, where, again, following suit, he was a successful officer in that department and did very well, very popular young man. And he reached out to us earlier this year and indicated that if possible, he would like to transfer back to the Village of East Hampton. And I am very happy to announce that we are going to grant that transfer with the approval of the Board of Trustees, and he'll be joining us also as a full-time officer with the village. And the third young man I'm going to speak about is Christian Londano, who most of you know, and most of our village residents know, is a traffic control officer, and he started in 2013, and then we brought him on board as a full-time officer in 2018, and he does a great job for us. And he is known through the PD and also through Village Hall as being the one person that we are constantly receiving phone calls on for the outstanding job he does. He goes out of his way. And one of the things he's notorious for, he handles the Presbyterian church crossings most Sundays. And he has been videotaped and photographed actually helping elderly congregants across the road into the church and right to their seats, which is something you don't see very often. I myself have had him out there changing tires on cars that are disabled. Most often it is someone who is elderly that he comes along and sees, and he just jumps into action. And it's just, he's really something else to see. He's a one-man public relations person, I have to say. And he has successfully completed the Suffolk County Police Academy. Just recently, I was at his graduation with his very proud family. And I am recommending to the Board of Trustees that he be promoted and hired as a full-time police officer in the second meeting in June 16th. So I want to congratulate him as well. Someone we're very proud of, and I think the residents of the village also they're very well aware of him. So congratulations to Christian Lindano.
Thanks, Chief. All right, Marcos, could you introduce our next guest?
Yes. Sharon, are you there? Sharon kind of reached out to the mayor and I regarding a new I believe it's the fastest growing sport in the world, padel. And I believe it's a mixture, don't quote me, I believe it's a mixture of what, squash and pickleball, Sharon? I apologize.
Squash and tennis.
Tennis. Okay.
And chess.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, of course. Marcos, thank you. And Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for inviting us and letting us present to the board this morning. So thank you, everybody. It's very nice to meet everyone. I am on the Zoom with two of my colleagues, two people that I work with respect to padel, Kim Rue and Carlos, who is helping us with the installation and any of the mechanical questions that you all might have of him. But I wanted to just introduce Kim and instead of overwhelming you guys with three people talking, let Kim sort of take the lead on this. And then if you guys have any questions, please, we would love to answer them and get everybody excited about padel and what's kind of sweeping through as the fastest growing sport in the world, as Marcos said. And it's starting to really pick up in America. Kim, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for having us in to speak with you. So, yeah, as everyone has already mentioned, it's a high growth sport, and it's interesting. It's kind of when Dylan and Riley were, did their thing, and you all were talking about mental health and everything, and it sort of ties in with that idea. The idea is just we would like to put in a padel court, one court. That people in the park that is easily accessible to the public, to introduce the sport to people, to kind of help activate that space, and to give people an opportunity to try something new that is actually very easy to take up. It's good for your physical health. It's good for interacting with others. It's kind of a very social thing because it's played in foursomes. And just, introduced a new kind of recreation that has really done very, very well in other communities around the world and in the US. And that's it. That's the proposal.
That's great. So when we talked about this, we had suggested it kind of, why don't you explain the footprint that it takes up? And do you have a diagram of it that you can show on the screen?
Ooh, I probably do. I'll have to find it though, because I didn't. I think you have all received with your packets. You should have received.
That's fine. Maybe you could just talk about it. The idea was to put it over one of our tennis courts.
Exactly. Yeah, in Heron Park.
So closest to the parking lot, and it kind of has glass walls around it. It's see-through. It doesn't take up any more space than the footprint of a tennis court, and.
Even less than one.
It's about a third.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be a great idea. That's why we asked them to come on and present to the board and see if we wanted to try it as a pilot program for this summer. Since we're going to be ripping those courts out anyway, it would only take up one of the courts. There may be some interest in it, and it might be fun. So I was bringing it to the board so they could ask questions and see if there was interest in allowing them to do it.
We
have questions.
I have a question about padel. I had never heard of it until very recently, and frankly, I watched some YouTube videos on it. It looks like a savage game. I think it's probably at least at that level of play. My years surpass the ability to play like that, but. Is it like pickle in that it's low impact on people's bodies?
It's Carlos. Do you want to? Carlos plays more than I do, so I'm gonna have him talk to you about the game because I'm terrible at racket sports, truthfully.
Okay, so yes, it's very easy into the body. It's very easy to learn, and the beauty about it, besides pickleball, is like when you always have a glass wall behind. So in case you miss the shot or you cannot reach it, you let the ball hit the glass and you can always save it back. So it makes it more entertaining, you know, the points are longer. The surface is made of artificial grass, so it gives you some cushion for your knees instead of running and playing on top of concrete like tennis or regular pickleball. So answering your question, I would say is much easier into the body.
Yeah.
It's not a game where you serve overhead. It's an underhand serve, and it's not about brute force. Even though you may have seen the competitions playing, but it's a very easy sport to pick up. Very, very easy. It's very communal, and what happens is the ball is always bouncing. You can hit the ball as hard as you want, but you just have to step aside. It'll bounce off the wall, and slowly you can get that ball back into play. With pickleball, it's much more. The ball can usually go 1, 2, 3 times, and then it's either out and you got to go pick up the balls, or it's hitting the net. It's one of the few sports where you can keep the ball in play because of the surrounding walls around it. It's actually quite a friendly sport. But yes, when you see the tournaments, of course, it's, even in pickleball tournaments, it's like chess. It's really keeping the game in play, the ball in play, and hitting it in areas where the person is going to probably hit it back and get it into the net. But it's pretty hard to not keep the ball in play.
Yes. Just to add something, I have here next to me the #1 paddle player of the United States. He played at the World Championship a few months ago in Qatar. And, he's here next to the office with me. And he was an ex-tennis player, and he got hooked with paddle. Paddle, as Sharon says, is not a game about power and about force. You can hit the hardest shot, but if you let the ball go by the glass, you can end up losing the point. So it's more about being strategic, being patient, and it's not the bigger guy is going to be the better player. You just have to be smart to play the game.
There are no lines, so anywhere it bounces, it's in, right?
Yes. So basically, the walls are considered out. So if the ball hits straight, any wall is out. The lines are only for the serve. Once the point starts, the ball can bounce anywhere. You can volley if you want. If you don't want to let it bounce, you can do that. But yes, the lines are only for the serve.
It's an elegant looking court. It's
like a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Correct. Like I was at the USTA, and they do have padel courts and pickleball courts. And when we were getting certified, I noticed a lot of people were leaving the pickleball courts and coming and looking and seeing what's going on here. How does this sport, how did you play it? They would walk on the AstroTurf and they'd notice, oh, it's soft on the knee. You're not walking on a hard court. The noise is much less than a pickleball or even tennis because of the turf and the type of, and you're still playing with the tennis ball. The way the rules of the game, the way you number the games is very similar to tennis. It's a very easy game to pick up. But you're just not running back and forth, and you're not picking up the ball every 5 seconds because you hit it out, or you're to pick it up from the net. It's for young, middle. It's all different demographics and all different age groups. Really seem to love playing this, and it's really taking It's amazing how many tennis players are leaving to play this sport, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to support the court with having pros there to teach people how to play.
Yes.
That's good.
How far between the courts, if you were to have several of them, what's the spacing between the courts?
So by regulation, outside the doors, you have to have at least 6 feet.
All right, so they can be 6 feet apart or 12 feet apart?
6 feet apart.
Okay, because in one of the videos I watched
Yeah.
It looks like it came down off the wall and then went outside the court.
Yes.
And the guy ran out through the door and then popped it back over the wall.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like there's a lot of
at that
activity.
level, and main stages or professional level, you need that by regulation, by the international association. They say no obstacles 6 feet in between the door for this type of points running out the door. But as a very recreational level, you won't see that happening. If somebody's running out the door, it's just to get a Gatorade or get some water, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could play at that level, but it would take many, many years to get to that level. But what's, again, like I said, it's what's great about it. It keeps the ball in play. It's a very social sport. It's going to get curiosity and interest. And, with the help of the group that has been certified, it would be really a wonderful thing to teach the East Hampton. I mean, it will be the first padel court in a public park where it would have support supporting it and having people learn how to play it. And I think it would, Peloton was first, created in East Hampton. It would be great to get padel out here. And, allow people in the Northeast to enjoy this as well. And again, it hits all demographics from all different nationalities. I mean, it's not an exclusive game. It's not, I know a lot of articles try to get pickleball with, fancy names and big people. It's really not that way. It's a much more, is there a court? How do we get 4 people to play? It doesn't play with 2 people, it's 4 people. So that's why it kind of gets nice groups together. And afterwards, we find a lot of people want to go and get a bite to eat or go walk around and talk about their game. It's not a frustrating sport. I play tennis and I play padel and I play pickle. I have to say, after tennis, I get very, frustrated because most of the times I'm picking up my balls,
Yes.
trying to get back into play again. And I'm very distant from the person across from me. This one, it's a much more, you congratulate your opponent when they hit a nice shot. It really is, because it takes a lot of strategy and how to work your opponent, how to get them to mess up, not by hitting it hard, but getting it by you somehow. So, and even if they do, you just stand back and it's like tennis with a second try.
Yes.
I guess what I'm trying to say, it really is a lot of fun. And it would be a pleasure for us to be able to introduce that to East Hampton.
Yeah, I also noticed that with the wall being as glass and as hard as it is, it really comes off the wall, unlike paddle tennis where it's wire.
Yes.
And you have to be right there for that.
Yes. So the paddle tennis, the paddle platform you're talking about, that one, the ball can actually bounce out because you have lines. And also, as you say, you can hit so hard that the fence, the chicken wire is called, absorbs the bounce so much that you cannot win the point. Now, in the glass, yes, if somebody hits an overhead, you got to start running towards the net to try to save that ball. So
you don't run towards the wall to try to get that ball. The opposite direction, because the ball's going to hit the wall, bounce up, and then it's going to come close, and you just kind of slice that ball in. I'd love to play with you. You would be surprised how much fun you have, because it's not, and it doesn't have, it just feels very open and inviting to everybody who wants to.
I wanted to add something. As you said earlier, it's one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and what it happens is that not only tennis players play, anybody that has, runners, people that never done any sports or doesn't have any tennis background, they love, because they can at least play something from first day. Tennis, if you want to get to some level, right, you can spend so much time to learn tennis. You jump on a tennis court without any background, you are going to be chasing balls all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, I think that's a good feature. It's not hard for, somebody like me who is not a tennis player at all, to be able to pick it up and actually play a little bit.
That's great. Thank you all for explaining all of this. But how does the board feel? We have the tennis courts, they're in bad shape anyway. So we would just take one court, convert it for this purpose. And I think the only thing they were requesting is some advertising, because they're going to have advertisers that are going to basically help support the installation of this, because it's not cheap and it's only for one season. So they were going to, whoever the sponsors are, put it on the court or on the glass around the court, so that the sponsors would get, some visibility. So I don't.
Can we do that?
Excuse me?
Can we do that? Is that permitted in the code?
Well, we can look into that, but in general, I just think that if the board's in agreement, we can have, if it's not, then, we would deal with that then. But in concept, does everybody agree that we should move forward, and we'll let Marcos look into it more with Vinny?
Can we choose or approve the advertisement, the placement of it? I would be happy to have something like this in East Hampton. I'm worried about the advertising. How would it look?
Yeah,
It would.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tracy.
Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, yeah, so I included a couple of examples in the packet. So one thing would be, typically you would use like a small vinyl kind of decal that you could put on the glass. It could be, you could also do net poles, like just a little, like somebody's website on it. It's not loud at all. It's not big hanging banners or anything like that are flapping around in the breeze and huge. So we would like, we want to keep it tasteful. We don't really want to be a giant. We're not trying to do a billboard here. The purpose is just to try to offset some of the costs, because it's very expensive to do this. So if we're able to get a few sponsors, and we would like to talk to some local sponsors as well, and just kind of use subtle, tasteful, not really loud. They don't have, we don't want to obstruct the view of the court or anything like that. So if you would like to have approval, I'm sure we can manage that. I don't think that's a problem at all.
Yeah, the whole idea, it's really to introduce the sport and the sport. It's not about making money and stuff like that.
No, this will be loss making. So
yeah, you're going to lose money.
Yeah, we'll lose money.
We definitely money, but I think it would be great for the village. It would, the same way the village would get something out of it. For us, it would be something to be very proud of.
Yeah, I don't see it down.
So this is not.
Yeah, I don't see it down to it, because it's coming down in the fall and the courts are coming out anyway in the fall. So, and then maybe might be something we want to incorporate into the phase 2 of the park. So I think it's a good little pilot program that we should try. It doesn't cost the village any money.
Yeah. Are we talking lighting on these?
No, tennis court lights.
We already have tennis court lights there.
Yes, the courts already have lights on there. Yes, these courts can come with lights or without lights. We're leaving that open to how the village feels about it. If the lights that are there right now are fine, by all means. If people start saying it has, a lot of shade, is created from that distance, we can always talk to add more. But yeah, they're already in place over there.
I mean, I don't know. In the summer, it stays light till 9 o'clock at night. So I can't imagine we'd be playing after 9 o'clock. So
I don't either, honestly.
Right. Okay.
And I just had a question, and obviously these are open to the public. There's no reserved times or there's no waiting list. They're just like the tennis courts. So it's first come, first serve. And if that's the case, yeah, I think it'd be a great pilot program. I think that pickleball and things like that are something that a lot of people are interested in right now. So
actually, what they are requesting is that a certain period during the day, whether it's 2 or 3 hours during certain time periods, that they would have pros there, so they could introduce people how to play the game, and that would cost a fee to pay the pros. Not us, but whoever's coming to learn.
Be
So
able
there
to
would be a certain period of time that would be slated for learning. And then the rest of the time it would be open for public use.
And
Just
does this play in the winter at all?
Can you play it in the Carlos? You can probably talk more to this, but you can play on it until there's ice. Let's just say.
Yeah.
But yes, it's an astroturf, so you can imagine it's not. It's you're not going to slide on it. But if you use a tennis ball with a little bit less pressure in it. So basically you can play it as long as you want, as long as there's no snow on it. There's no heating mechanism under it like in platform tennis, where they have it in the Northeast. But it would be, as long as somebody would like to play on it, yes, they can play on that.
Okay. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do a trial on this.
Right. I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
And they're coming out in the fall anyway, so you don't have to worry about the ice.
Yeah.
No,
Sandra, you okay? Sandra?
I'm okay. Yes, I will love it.
All right.
Yes, absolutely.
Why don't we, we'll move forward. You can just deal with the village administrator and we'll move forward.
Okay, so Mr. Mayor, then.
Great.
Thank you, everybody. This was a pleasure to meet
No,
everyone.
thank you. Thank you for bringing this and giving us the opportunity to be the first.
Yeah.
It's exciting, actually. I'm very excited for all of us. So we'll speak to the administrator, we'll speak to Marcos, and we'll get the details, and whatever we need to share with you all, we will.
That's great. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
And also, can I ask, where is the nearest court? If one of us wanted to go or anyone wanted to go take a look at one, is there one in the general area?
So the closest one that I know of, and Carlos, you also know this because you install them all over America, but I think it may be Philadelphia. And after they put their first court in, they're now putting many, many courts in there, indoor, outdoor. It's just taking off in Philadelphia. And then I think the next close one might be the Carolinas or Chicago.
Yeah.
There are courts in private homes.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only ones. That's why I think it would be so, I don't know, magical and fantastic to be able to get the village of Hampton to be the first one to allow, for people to come and play.
First in New York.
Do you see a lot of interest where if this is the only court in the Northeast, maybe it's going to be busy where, should there be a time limit on how long you can play? I mean, there's one court in the entire Northeast that's public. Maybe there's a great demand for it where you're going to have people waiting and, we don't want people complaining that they can never use it either. Do you know?
And that's probably it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, we can do a reservation system if that would be preferable. So where you allocate an hour, for instance, you could do it online, and you can put a key code on the court so that it's open and closed at times. So the person who is authorized to enter can enter. If that would make things better, that also kind of facilitates putting together foursomes. So there would be, I guess, a corollary benefit to that.
Okay. Well, maybe that's something we can talk about in the future. I mean, again, I'd like it to be fair. And
Right.
if you had a reservation system, I wouldn't want someone to block off, every.
No.
You know what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah, you know how people. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess you guys can cross that bridge when you get there. But as long as it's fair and open, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We want it to do well. We want as many people as possible to be able to experience it.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you so
you
much.
all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. So before we get into the public hearing, June, could you do a roll call?
Sure. Mayor Jerry Larson,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Chris Minardi,
Here.
Trustee Arthur Graham,
Present.
Trustee Rose Brown is absent, Trustee Sandra Melendez,
Present.
Administrator Marco Balladron,
Present.
and Village Attorney Vincent Messina.
Present.
Thank you.
All right. Great. June, public hearing.
Introductory number 3, 2022, a proposed local law authorizing a property tax levy in excess of the limit established in General Municipal Law subsection 3-C. That's it.
Okay. So do we have any callers?
Yes, we have one caller on the line. Let me unmute them.
Hi, this is David Gans. I was going to comment in the public during the public comment section, but while I have you on the phone, I'm really concerned about this. I don't know. What?
Are you commenting on the proposed local law?
Paddleball. No, I'm commenting on the previous presentation from Kim Rue, which is a pilot program. And then
hold on.
Comments regarding other.
Hold on. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other callers, Jody?
No, there's no other callers.
Okay, great. So, Vinny, I get a motion. Can I get a motion to close the hearing?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, hearing is closed. Now we're going to have, Marcus, you want to lead us in the board discussion about the new budget? And I know Dominique is on and Susan's on, so if the board has any questions, concerns, they're here to address that.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor. Members of the Village Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to report that the fiscal year 2023 tentative budget for your review and consideration includes the biggest tax cut of the last 20 years. So it was truly a group effort. It's the type of open dialogue communication that we've been having from the very beginning. It's a really zero-based budgeting approach that we kind of question every dollar. We've been pretty successful at it with last year's lowest tax percentage increase of the past 5 years. And then this year, one full point. So lowering taxes by 1 full point, which is pretty amazing.
Amazing.
I mean, you've got, despite the growing economic outlook and the concerns over sky high inflation, over, rising gasoline prices, material costs that don't really seem to end. Every quote we get, they just get higher and higher. We believe it's a good management practice of this type of open dialogue with our department heads. And I think it's a lot of good decisions that's been coming to fruition. You've got a village attorney who's actively been reducing costs since he's been here, from $530,000 since he first arrived to today's $375,000. So I don't know any other attorney who would do that. So thank you, Vinny.
You're killing my reputation, Mr.
I know. I apologize, but it's the truth,
Well, Dominique and Marcos, I see you guys working on this every day till late at night. So I just want to thank both of you. And I know it's a lot of hard work. But you really have done an outstanding job last year. That was your first year. And then this year is even better. So it's just amazing. And I want to thank all the department heads for putting these budgets together and dealing with me every Monday when we talk about, what you're going to be doing for the week and personnel matters. And so it's really a great team effort. And I want to thank everybody for all the work they've done on this. It's just incredible. And it really is a great benefit for the village residents. I don't know any other municipality who is actually lowering their tax rate. So
none that I know of. And, as you said, Dominique is the unsung hero. She hates to be front and center, but you got to throw front and center on this one. And then the other one as well that I would say is Mayor and the board's decision to create the East Hampton Village Foundation. I mean, the last agenda alone, Brad Billett was able to pay for nearly $140,000 worth in material upgrades that the village needs. This agenda alone, he's got another ATV that he's paying for. I mean, it seems with every agenda, the foundation is helping the village get what it needs for better, high quality services for village residents.
Thank you very much. Anybody have questions about the budget?
Yeah, I spoke with Marcos and Dominique about the budget when I first got it and ran through it. One of the concerns that I had is that we are, there are a lot of things that we do that if we run into a recession, the elasticity of demand for parking permits, may drop. We may not have as many building permits, but both Marcos and Dominique assured me that we have the flexibility on the expenditure side that if we lose revenues, we can tighten the belt and not put ourselves in a terrible position. So I was glad to hear that.
Correct. And one more thing I want to thanks, Tiger. Thank you for that. I do want to commend David Jaycox, who's just only been here a few short months, but I think he's helped the village, or at least Village Hall, understand, have a global view as to what gasoline prices will be. He's done a fantastic job with our fleet so far. So that's certainly, I know Dominique and I feel better, a lot better with his presence here. So I'll give him a shout out. And of course, Dave Collins.
Well, thank you very much, Marcos. I appreciate that.
You know, and I also have to pat Vinny Messina, our village attorney, on the back, because, you know, since we've taken office, we've been in many, many less lawsuits than we were in previous administrations. So he guides our boards very well and keeps them out of trouble. And I just wanted to thank him for that, because we've dropped tremendous amount.
It's really the result of you and your administration's efforts, Mr. Mayor, that frankly, you aren't in as much trouble as you previously were. So the kudos really go to you and the administration, not to me, but thank you.
No, thank you. All right. Well, I think we've patted all our backs enough. So anybody have any other questions? All right. That's terrific. Thanks again, everybody.
Job well done.
All right. So we're going to go to public comment. And Jody, if you could advise the caller that he has, or anybody, not just him.
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. And there's a counter. And when the 3 minutes is up, the call ends.
All right. I will patch to the first caller.
All right, my 3 minutes starts now. First, I really appreciate your mutual admiration society among the board members supporting each other. It's wonderful. I do want to raise an issue that Marco raised. One of the reasons why the tax rate has not gone up is we issued a number of bonds to help pay for that. Second issue is I still have no idea who's contributing to the East Hampton Foundation to be able to spend all this money. And I'd love to be able to get a list, an accounting of the contributors. The issue that was raised today is paddleball. I'm concerned that Marco has been touting pickleball to be incorporated into Herrick Park for the past year or so. And all of a sudden, paddleball comes out of left field. It appears once you get an appointment with Marcos, you get your project pushed through. I'm concerned about the advertising sponsorships. I'm concerned about the controls of the 2 to 3 hours a day that pros will be using it. I just think it's extremely short-sighted, hasn't been thought out, and moreover, it hasn't been any public comment on it. So I would suggest a public hearing before you go any further. So with that said, here's my comment that I prepared for the in-person meeting. Unfortunately, there was only an in-person meeting today. I just want to say at the outset, I'm not one of those residents that come up to Jerry and say, gee, I've been living in the village for over 20 years, and I've never seen the village look this good. I'm not one of them. Over the past year, I've been carefully auditing the governance process, or lack thereof, in terms of this is what I've observed. A total lack of transparency and accountability, decisions which are preordained without any public comment or discussion, presentations are carefully choreographed and vetted by the village administrator and probably others from the inner circle. There's no considerations to the open meeting law. It's quite the opposite. The law calls for board agendas and materials to be available no later than 72 hours before meeting. This has never happened. Also, most FOIL requests are ignored. To me, it's kind of like Putin-esque, I'd say. You continue to comment you have nothing to do with the DRB and zoning board decisions. Well, as you appointed the majority of the members, you do have control over their decisions, or they may not be around very long. I'd like to spend a few minutes highlighting some of the blunders, like 35 seconds. Saunders Beach Wi-Fi, originally presented as a philanthropic offer. Now we have to give the email address, and they use it as an advertising vehicle. Tesla Stadium on Osborne. the village purchased the land for $1 million 3 or 4 years ago, but you decided to give it to Tesla to solve EV charges. Some board
And
members
that's
attend this house. in
3
commercial
minutes right
district,
there.
10 minutes later.
That's it.
Well, I
Thank you,
don't
Jody.
think the 20 minutes. No, there's 7 seconds. Just
Let's see if there's another caller.
Unlike this.
There's no other callers on the line.
All righty. So we will now enter into our resolutions. June?
Okay. Approve claim vouchers for the month of April.
So
Motion.
move. Sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Approve warrants as listed, general fund number 50, number 52, number 53, guarantees number 48, and LoSAP number 49 and 51.
So move.
Tiger, you're muted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve budget transfer schedule number 8, reference number 8, dated May 13th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Approve departmental reports.
So moved.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Approve minutes for meetings held on February 18th and March 18th.
So move.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 77-2022, accept Jill Helms' resignation as deputy treasurer. She will remain employed in Public Works.
Second.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. Let me just add something there real quick so people don't get the wrong impression on that. We asked Jill, Jill is the department head secretary for the highway department. We asked her a while ago to come and do an additional job as deputy treasurer. And then over the last year, we hired another department head and we separated our vehicle maintenance division has its own department head now. So Jill is actually going back to the highway department and she's going to be acting as department head secretary for both those departments. So it's really a matter of she didn't have the time to do the deputy treasurer position. So I just want to make that clear because I just want to make that clear. So, all right. So thank you, Jill, for helping us out. And all right. So that was carried, right? June?
Yes, it was.
All right. So we'll go on to number 7.
Okay, resolution number 78-2022, employ Petrona Plinton Mosley as deputy treasurer at an annual base salary of $50,000 effective June 1st, 2022.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. Welcome, Rona. You're going to be a big help to Dominique.
Resolution number 79 of 2022, adopt as local law number 6 of 2022, introductory number 3-2022, a proposed local law authorizing a property tax levy in excess of the limit established in general municipal law subsection 3-C.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 80, notice for public hearing to be held on June 17th, 2022, with respect to the acceptance of conservation easement pursuant to New York State General Municipal Law, subsection 247, from Lily Pond Equities for property located at 33 Lily Pond Lane, Suffolk County Tax Map 301-13-13-11.1.
Before we vote, I just want if Billy could come on and just fill in the public what this is about.
Good morning, Mayor, members of the board. This property received zoning board of appeals approval for a house addition and renovation of the existing residence. And as a condition of that approval, the zoning board required the establishment of a scenic and conservation easement protecting the dune area on the property. And so they're just fulfilling a zoning board of appeals requirement by granting to the village a scenic and conservation easement over the dune. And the objective here is to just provide further protection to the dune area on the property.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Billy.
Yep.
Can we get a motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
I assume we'll get the language on that before the hearing.
Probably, the language is probably in the determination from the zoning board.
Yes, I can make sure that the board has the draft easement language before the hearing.
Thank you, Billy.
Sure.
Resolution number 81, notice for a public hearing to be held on June 17th, 2022 at 11 a.m. at the Emergency Services Building, 1 Cedar Street, East Hampton, New York, or via video conferencing if necessary for the 2022-2023 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 82, approve the East Hampton Union Free School District's temporary use of the town-village joint fuel facility.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
What is the temporary use? What are they doing now and why is this only temporary?
Marcos?
Are they waiting to get their bus barn done? Isn't that the answer?
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, they just need it for a couple of months. They just asked us if that was all right.
Okay.
The school has their own brand new bus barn, Tiger, and they, you know,
I'm aware of that, Chris. I just didn't know what the, why we're doing it temporary.
There you go.
Resolution number 83, approve the contract with Fundamental Business Service, Inc. to provide professional services for fines and penalty collection for the town and village.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 84, approve the one-year contract extension with Landscape Details for landscape maintenance services at Home Sweet Home Museum. No increase over last year.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
That's really nice of them because as we know, gas is going up. So, I mean, they're out there. They must be losing money from last year. So noted.
Resolution number 85, approve the school bus stop arm program agreement with Suffolk County.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 86, notice to bidders for the Herrick Park Improvements Phase 1 project with the bid opening to be held on July 19th, 2022 at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 87, notice to bidders for the Domini Shops Phase 2 project with the bid opening to be held on June 28th at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 88, notice to bidders for the Domini Shops site work with the bid opening to be held on June 28th at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Notice to bidders for the lease of Sea Spray Cottage Unit Number 1 with the bid opening to be held Monday, June 13th at 2 p.m.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Are we going to set a minimum on that?
It is. It's 30,000 is the
Okay.
minimum.
Resolution number 90, notice to bidders for Home Sweet Home roof and building repairs with the bid opening to be held on July 5th at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 91, accept the $596,900 bid received from Carter Mellons for the Herrick Park bathroom renovation project as per the April 14th bid specifications, and that will be paid from the capital reserve.
So move.
Second.
All
Second.
in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. It should be noted, the second, or the, that was the lowest bid. The next bid was 900,000. So,
Resolution number 92, promote police officer Richard Sperber to sergeant effective June 1st, 2022 at a starting salary of $161,184.92.
So move.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to Sergeant Sperber.
Resolution number 93, employ David Hansen as a full-time police officer effective June 1st, 2022, at a starting salary of $101,329.40.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried, and welcome back, David.
Resolution number 94, employ Christian Londano as a full-time police officer effective June 16th, 2020, at a starting salary of $59,037.30.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. Congratulations, Christian.
Resolution number 95, authorize the mayor to execute a separation agreement with Police Chief Michael Tracy, retirement date effective February 24th, 2024. February
moved.
29th, 2024, I'm sorry.
It's a leap year.
Oh, so moved.
I got a motion. Can somebody second it?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. Congratulations, Mike.
Hotel Romeo Bravo 01 and a 4548 New York flag.
Resolution
Let's move on, June.
number 96, employ Jean-Pierre and Alexis Martinez as part-time Department of Public Works laborer at $25.50 per hour effective June 1st.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 97, employs seasonal beach staff Andrew Camacho, Madeline Mamouzian as attendants at $12 hourly, and Madison Jones as lifeguard lieutenant effective May 15th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 98, approve $1 hourly rate increase for lifeguards Emma Silvera to $19.50 and Kevin Bunce to $18.50. I'm sorry.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 99, employ 2022 seasonal traffic control specialists and traffic control officers as per Chief Tracy's May 13th and May 17th memos.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 100, employ 2022 seasonal police officer Matthew Griffiths at $23.50 hourly.
So moved.
Accept.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 101, employ 2022 seasonal paramedics, EMTs, and critical care EMTs as listed in Chief Tracy's memos.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried. This is something the board has decided to do, and it's costing a little bit of money, but we are going to be providing paid EMTs now to assist our ambulance volunteers. As everyone knows, the workload really increases in the summer, and it's harder and harder for the volunteers to go on all these additional calls. So we are implementing a paid EMT program, which will provide drivers for the actual ambulance. And we already have been doing for many years paid paramedics. So hopefully this will help tremendously for this summer and give the volunteers a little bit of a break.
Okay, resolution number 102, employ Nancy Guard and Victoria Field at $15 hourly as Hook Mill tour guides.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 103, designating polling place, hours, and appointing 4 election inspectors for the June 21st, 2022 election.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 104, approve the $4,026.73 proposal received from Outdoor Lighting Perspectives to repair the lighting on the windmill arms blades.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 105, deem surplus and approve the sale by online Auctions International of 19 trash cans and 25 tops as listed in the May 6th memo from Beach Manager Drew Smith.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 106, deem surplus and approve the sale online by Auctions International of assorted vehicles, equipment, parts, and miscellaneous as listed in Dave Collins' May 6th memo.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 107, deem as surplus and approve the sale online by Auctions International of 2012 Ford Escape, VIN number ending in 5834, and 2015 Chevy Tahoe, VIN number ending in 7034, as per memos from Chief Tracy.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed and carried.
Resolution number 108, concerning erroneous real estate taxes paid and refund in the amount of $1,413.90 due to the Devin and Stacy Fredericks to Representatives Aventine Properties LLC, Suffolk County Tax Map 301-15-1-2.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 109, approve the $7,828 purchase of one 2022 Polaris Sportsman ATV as per the Beach Manager's May 13th memo.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Last one. Resolution 110, approve the $17,305.98 purchase of two 2022 Polaris Sportsman 450 utility quads as per Police Chief's Tracy's May 11th memo.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. And that is the donation from the East Hampton Village Foundation. Thanks to them, we have the equipment. That ends our meeting. We have listed an executive session, which we are not, it's not needed. So we're not going to be going into executive session. So that concludes our meeting. Can I get a motion to close?
So move.
Second.
All right, the meeting is closed. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
Thank
weekend.
Thank you.